Welcome to the Deep Dive. You know how much you love exploring new things, and today we've got a real treat for you. A deep dive into the incredible food culture of Japan. Think of this as, well, your personal guide to unlocking the most delicious and authentic experiences Japan has to offer.
That's right. We're not just scratching the surface here with the typical tourist fare.
No.
We're going much deeper, exploring the must-try foods and experiences that will truly connect you with the heart of Japanese gastronomy.
And to make sure you get the real inside scoop, we've been looking at some fantastic travel guide-style information. Specifically, we've got detailed insights into the amazing local ingredients and, well, unique places to eat around Mount Fuji. That comes from the Tokyo Metropolitan Government material.
And the journey doesn't stop there, does it? We're also venturing out to the Tokyo Islands using their locavore dining guidebook, also from the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. This gives us a really unique perspective on the distinct flavors you can find, both on the mainland and across these fascinating islands.
Exactly. So by the end of this, you'll have a pretty solid understanding of what to eat, where to find it, maybe even some of the local food customs to be aware of.
Yeah, the practical stuff.
We'll also touch on getting around, potential things to maybe watch out for, and what you can realistically expect in terms of costs. Our goal is really to make your future trip to Japan as delicious, smooth, and culturally rich as possible.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's maybe start with the iconic Mount Fuji. Just the name brings an incredible image to mind, doesn't it?
It truly does. Mount Fuji is, well, it's a global symbol of Japan. And what's interesting is its location, it's actually quite accessible, situated near the Tokyo-Yokohama metropolitan area.
Right.
Within the beautiful Fuji-Hakone-Izu National Park.
And it's more than just a, beautiful mountain to look at. It's actually a dormant volcano. Although geologists still consider it active, I think.
That's right, technically active. Its last eruption was quite a while ago, back in 1707. And it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized in 2013.
Yeah.
What's really fascinating here is the profound connection the Japanese people have with Fuji. For some, especially followers of the Fujiku sect, it's considered a sacred mountain, almost like a living entity.
Wow.
For centuries, making the climb was actually a form of religious pilgrimage. And even today, thousands undertake the ascent each summer.
You see its image constantly in Japanese art, right? Hokusai's 36 views of Mount Fuji, they're probably the most famous examples.
Definitely.
It really highlights how deeply embedded it is in the cultural psyche. Now, when you're around Mount Fuji, there are tons of things to do besides just admiring it from a distance. And knowing us, we're always thinking about how that connects to food.
Absolutely. Our material mentions, I think, 15 top experiences around Fuji. And while not all are strictly culinary, we can certainly imagine food playing a role in many of them. Take Lake Kawaguchi, for example. It's famous for those stunning reflections of Fuji on the water. You can picture yourself relaxing by the lakeside, maybe enjoying some local snacks you've picked up.
Oh, yeah. Like some onigiri or maybe local fruit?
Exactly. Something simple and local.
That sounds so peaceful.
Yeah.
And then there's the Aokigahara Forest, which has a bit of a mysterious reputation, doesn't it? Plus those unique caves like the Fugaku Wind Cave and Nurosawa Ice Cave. Maybe not a direct food destination, but certainly an adventure that could work up an appetite. You might find some simple picnic stuff in nearby towns, perhaps?
Precisely. And the Mount Fuji Panoramic Ropeway, that offers incredible views. A real bonus there is the observation deck cafe at the top.
Oh, nice.
I mean, what a perfect setting to enjoy a coffee or a light meal while taking in that iconic vista.
Oishi Park is another beautiful spot, right? With its seasonal flower fields creating this gorgeous foreground for photos of Fuji.
Yeah.
You can almost envision little stands selling local produce or seasonal treats like roasted sweet potatoes in the autumn, maybe.
Totally. And for anyone looking for a thrill, there's Fuji-Q Highland with its famous roller coasters.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a place where you'd find quick and easy food options to refuel, maybe some local ramen or takoyaki stands.
Makes sense.
And we shouldn't forget the iconic Chirado Pagoda in Fuji-Yoshida City. That view of Fuji, framed by the pagoda, it's instantly recognizable.
It really is.
It makes you wonder what local food specialties Fuji-Yoshida City might be known for. Perhaps some regional soba noodles or local pickles?
Could be. Then there's Saiko Yashinosado Nenba. that charming cultural park with the traditional thatched roof cottages.
Right, the restored village.
That now house galleries, shops, and importantly, restaurants.
Yeah.
Now that sounds like a fantastic opportunity to experience traditional Japanese cuisine in a wonderfully preserved setting.
Ah, restaurants, exactly what we like to hear. Sounds like a great place to try local dishes made with regional ingredients for sure.
Definitely. And finally, Lake Motosu, famous for being on the 1,000 yen bill. While the material doesn't specifically mention food there, its stunning natural beauty completes the picture of the area around Mount Fuji. And where there's such natural richness, you often find delicious local food to match, don't you think?
I think so too. Okay, so having explored the Fuji area a bit, let's travel to a completely different but equally fascinating part of Tokyo, the islands.
Yes, the Tokyo Island's a true haven for anyone who appreciates local food. Many people might not even realize that the administrative area of Tokyo includes this long chain of islands stretching way out into the Pacific.
It's kind of surprising, isn't it? We're talking about the Izu and Ogasawara Islands, and each one boasts its own unique natural environment and, as a result, distinct local food traditions. It's really quite diverse.
And it's great to see that the Tokyo metropolitan government is actively supporting these local culinary gems through their locavore dining in the Tokyo Islands guidebook. It really shines a light on restaurants that are passionate about using ingredients sourced directly from their island.
And what's particularly helpful for visitors like us or like you listening is that many of these featured restaurants are very welcoming to international guests. They often provide menus in English.
That's a huge plus.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to explore these unique culinary experiences without, language being a major barrier.
There's quite a variety of islands, isn't there? We've got Oshima, Nijima, Shikinijima, Kozushima, Miyakajima, Mikurashima, Hashijojima, and then further out the Ogasawara chain with Chichijima and Hajima.
A whole list. Just getting to them is part of the adventure, really, with options like high-speed jet ferries, larger passenger ships, and even flights to some of the islands.
Right. So where do we start our island culinary tour? Oshima.
Let's begin with Oshima, yeah. It's the largest of the Izu Islands, and the guidebook gives us some really tempting examples. First up is the Shemadan at Kaizenchaya Sushiku.
Shemadan. Okay.
Now, this isn't your average seafood bowl. It features 3 kinds of incredibly fresh local fish things like splendid Alfonsino, tuna, and becco.
Becco. That's the marinated one.
That's the one, yeah. A local white fish marinated in soy sauce and island chili pepper. Gives it a unique flavor, kind of a tortoiseshell color, apparently. Plus, they include whatever other seasonal local fish is at its best.
Sounds amazing. And being near the port.
Exactly. Kaizenchaya Sushiku is near Motomaki Port, so you can bet the fish is incredibly fresh. And this dish is available year-round, offering a true taste of the island's bounty.
That Shemadan sounds like the perfect introduction. And for a more, maybe immersive experience, there's the Kanichi dinner course mentioned.
Right, the Kanichi dinner.
Okay.
While this is often part of a lodging package, the menu sounds amazing. It features super fresh aji sashimi, that's horse mackerel, deep-fried minced fish, and tobio.
Flying fish.
Flying fish, yeah. Pickled in red pepper sauce. Again, it really emphasizes the fresh, local ingredients that are available throughout the year. It's a great way to experience a variety of island specialties in one meal if you're staying somewhere that offers it.
Okay. For something a little different, maybe a coffee break, Green Tights Coffee.
Yes. Green Tights Coffee. They use rich Oshima milk in their cafe au lait, both hot and cold versions. Apparently, it really enhances their locally roasted coffee.
Oshima milk.
Ah.
Wonder what makes it special.
Well, the Gritai float sounds particularly intriguing. It's a Brazilian chocolate coffee base with Oshima milk ice cream, and the description says the Oshima milk gives it these surprising nutty undertones.
Nutty. Huh.
Yeah, it could be the specific breed of cow, or maybe their diet on the island. Something unique going on there.
Oh, I definitely want to try that Gritai float. And you can't visit an island without sampling some unique local ice cream, right? Triton Island ice cream sounds like the place.
Definitely. Triton Island ice cream has some fascinating flavors using that Oshima milk.
Mm-hmm.
There's Kuromitsu and green kinako.
Ooh, classic Japanese flavors.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful combo. The sweetness of dark molasses, kuromitsu, and the slightly savory, nutty flavor of roasted soybean flour, kanako. Then there's a refreshing passion fruit ice cream made with local passion fruit and Oshima milk, though that's a special treat only available in the summer.
Seasonal, okay.
And get this, even a chocolate banana flavor, which was apparently developed by local children using Oshima milk.
That's brilliant. Great to see the community involved like that.
Isn't it? Continuing with the refreshing options, Cadence offers fruit-topped shaved ice during the warmer months.
Kakigori, perfect for summer.
Exactly. What makes it special is that they use fruits grown right there on Oshima, things like passion fruits, lemons, maybe melons, and it's all topped with homemade condensed Oshima milk.
Homemade condensed milk. Nice touch. Perfect for cooling down after a day exploring.
For sure. Now back to the savory side of things. Oshokujidokoro Otomodachi serves bekadon.
Ah, the beko again. So it's popular.
Seems to be a real local favorite. This version is seasonal fish sashimi mixed with those fiery island chili peppers and savory soy sauce, all served over a bed of rice. It's available year-round and conveniently located near Motomaki Port. They also offer a morning set meal, apparently, which is great if you're an early riser.
Good to know. And that name, beko, really refers to the color, the tortoiseshell color the marinade gives the fish.
That's the idea, yeah. It's quite descriptive.
Interesting. Okay, what about something more traditional, maybe steamed?
For a traditional steamed dish, there's the seafood wapameshi set meal at barrier-free Pension Subaru.
Wapameshi.
Yeah, it's a comforting dish where fish, maybe abalone, and local Oshima vegetables like ashitaba are steamed together in a wapa, which is a traditional circular wooden container.
Oh, right, steaming in wood.
Exactly. This method of cooking really helps to retain the natural flavors of the ingredients. It's inspired by the local tradition of enjoying hamanori, which is local laver seaweed, with rice.
Sounds lovely and wholesome. Moving on to some more casual bites. Book Tea Bed Azushima. Sounds like an interesting place.
It does. They offer a sweet and spicy chicken hot sandwich and an azuki butter hot sandwich. Azuki is a red bean paste.
Azuki butter.
Wow, sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Both are available year-round, and they highlight the use of local island chili peppers for that spicy kick in the chicken one, and the highly prized Oshima butter for richness in both.
Oshima butter must be good stuff.
Seems like it. They even serve ashitaba tea, which is another local specialty. It's got a slightly bitter yet kind of refreshing flavor, apparently.
Okay, ashitaba. That seems to be a recurring theme on these islands.
It really is. You'll see it pop up quite a bit. Now, for sushi enthusiasts, Tsubaki Sushi is a must-visit. They're famous for their beko sushi.
Sushi version of the bekadon fish.
Pretty much, yeah. Fresh local fish marinated in that special sauce made from soy sauce, sake, and those green chili peppers, giving it that distinctive color. They also offer regular nigiri sushi using other varieties of fresh local fish, so you have options depending on your preference. Both available throughout the year.
Good to have options. What about something totally different like pizza?
Pizza on Oshima. Yes. Curry House Kirikiri offers an ashitaba pizza. It's described as Genovese style, made with fresh, slightly bitter ashitaba and fragrant camellia oil.
Ashitaba pesto, maybe.
Sounds like it could be. They also have a variety of curry sets featuring local organic vegetables and a homemade salt dressing, all available year-round. It's interesting to see how local ingredients are being incorporated into more international dishes like this.
Yeah, that fusion is cool. Now, flavor of the seasons, Mantate. Sounds like a place for bolder flavors.
It definitely sounds like it. They have the intriguing dangerous ginger fried pork, which presumably gets its heat from those potent island chili peppers.
Dangerous, yeah.
Then there's camellia black pork, which is grilled simply with island salt. Apparently, these pigs are actually raised with camellia oil pulp in their feed.
Really?
Yeah, which is said to give the meat a very distinct and flavorful quality.
Wow, that's fascinating animal husbandry.
Isn't it? And for the truly adventurous, they offer otsubo, which is moray eel.
Moray eel.
Are prepared both as a cocktail and thinly cut, though it's worth noting that the availability of the moray eel might be seasonal. So maybe check ahead if you're set on trying that.
Good tip. All right, starfish and coffee sounds a bit more relaxed.
Yeah, along with their Oshima Milk Cafe Olay, what really caught my eye is their special lunchbox featuring island seaweed, fish, meat, and vegetables. It's called a norbin.
Norbin, right? Seaweed bento.
Typically, it features seaweed-covered rice, but this sounds like a more elaborate version showcasing the island's diverse ingredients. It's mentioned as takeout only, and availability might be limited, so maybe another one to check on beforehand.
Got it. Takeout lunchbox. What about Blanc Bleu Nagomi? More shaved ice.
Yes, they have an ashitaba shaved ice. A perfect way to cool down, featuring sweet red beans and that creamy Oshima milk condensed milk. This one's available from May to October.
Okay, seasonal again.
They also offer Hanatsuki Taiyaki pancakes. Those are the fish-shaped pancakes made with Oshima milk and various sweet and savory fillings. Though, interestingly, these aren't available during the peak summer months of July to September.
Oh, that's unusual. Maybe too hot to make them.
Could be. But they do have a cold ashitaba taiyaki available year-round, which sounds like a unique twist on a classic treat.
A cold taiyaki. Interesting. Okay, last one for Oshima.
Oshibana. Oshibana features their cream and mitsu, a traditional Japanese dessert made with refreshing tengusa algae agar jelly, sweet azuki beans, and seasonal fruits. Classic summer dessert.
And a mitsu. Love that.
They also offer an eggplant and mushroom pizza made with locally grown, pesticide-free vegetables, which is available year-round. It's just amazing how much culinary variety even just one of these islands offers.
It really is. Okay, should we hop over to Niijima and Shikanijima?
Let's do it. A short ferry ride over to these neighboring islands where, as you predicted, ashitaba continues to be a prominent ingredient.
Knew it.
On Niijima, Izakaya Nihonbashi is apparently well known for its generous ashitaba tempura. Just simply battered and deep-fried ashitaba leaves, best enjoyed with just a sprinkle of salt to highlight its natural flavor.
Simple is often best with tempura.
Agreed. They also serve dishes featuring blue mackerel scad, including the rather pungent kusaya.
Ah, the fermented fish.
That's the one. And also deep-fried options for those who might prefer a milder taste. Kusaya is really a fascinating example of preserving fish through a unique fermentation process that's traditional to these islands. It results in a very distinct and, well, intense flavor.
Definitely an acquired taste, I imagine.
Probably. Soimimaru Inn on Niijima offers delicious multi-course dinners that heavily feature local fish and seasonal vegetables, so the menu changes throughout the year to showcase the freshest ingredients available. Good option for a broader taste of the season.
Nice. What about Sunshine Nagomitokoro?
Sunshine Nagomitokoro on Niijima boasts a local specialty called akaika salt yakisoba. Akaika is neon flying squid.
Flying squid yakisoba.
Yeah. Fried noodles with the squid, seasoned simply with Niijima salt, which is likely harvested locally. They also offer refreshing salty lemon sour drinks, and for the adventurous, different preparations of kusaya again.
They really embrace the kusaya there.
Seems like it. For a quick and interesting bite on Niijima, Kurobistan offers ashita banana juice.
Ashitaba.
Banana, ashitaba and banana juice. Apparently it's surprisingly delicious and naturally sweet, balancing the slightly bitter ashitaba with ripe bananas.
Ah, I try that.
Me too. They also have a tuna mayo ashitaba hot sandwich set, plus other unique offerings like ashitaba cream soda and taco rice served with local island lever seaweed.
Taco rice with seaweed.
Okay.
Now, hopping over to Shikanijima, Nijima Shokudo.
Right, Ninjima Shikudo on Shikanijima stands out for its ashitaba pesto pizza, an authentic pizza with a homemade ashitaba pesto, plenty of cheese, and smoky bacon.
Ashitaba pesto again. Makes sense.
And they even offer island chili oil as an option for those who like a bit more heat. For a light dessert, they have milk kanten jelly, a simple milk jelly.
Sounds good. Okay, moving on to Kozushima.
Kozushima. The Hyuga Brewery there offers an ashitaba pizza with a homemade crust, though it's seasonally available. Seems like November to July for that one.
A brewery doing pizza. Nice.
And interestingly, they also brew ashitaba beer using the island's local spring water.
Ashitaba beer. Now that sounds like a unique local beverage to try.
Doesn't it? Elsewhere on Kozushima, Miyako Zushi is the place to go for kaizendan, a generous bowl of vinegared sushi rice topped with an array of incredibly fresh sashimi and local flavor seaweed.
Classic kaizendan.
Their zukadan, which features fish that has been marinated in soy sauce, is also very popular. And for those who enjoy tempura, they have a delicious vegetable and fish tempura plate.
It sounds like a solid sushi spot.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Miyakojima. That's the volcanic island, right?
Yeah. That's the one. Miyakojima has some intriguing culinary offerings. Pension and restaurant Hanamiduki features kinmedai, or splendid Alfonsino, prepared in various ways. It's a real local specialty because of the deep waters surrounding the island.
Kinmedai is delicious.
It really is. They also serve kamenote miso soup. Kamenote translates to turtle's hand. It's a unique, local, barnacle-like shellfish.
Turtle's hand soup. Wow.
Apparently, it has a briny, slightly sweet flavor that's quite distinct. And they also do a fresh spring roll that includes a shitaba.
Shitaba keeps appearing? What about sweets on Miyakojima?
For a sweet treat, Gallery Cafe Cannon has a special enmitsu featuring tukuroten jelly made from local tengusa seaweed, topped with a scoop of refreshing Ashitaba ice cream.
Ashitaba ice cream with Anmitsu. Nice combo.
They also have a rich and creamy custard puff, with the passion fruit custard being a highly recommended option.
Passion fruit custard.
Mm.
Shimachu Izakaya on Miyakojima offers a kaizen don made with the freshest seasonal fish and a simple yet intriguing Ashitaba salad, just showcasing the versatility of this local green again.
It's everywhere. Even on the smaller island of Mikureshima, you can discover unique local flavors at Fukumaru store. They offer kabutsu.
Kabutsu.
It's a type of bitter orange. They make ice cream with it, and also a shitaba ice cream, all made in-house using local ingredients like the juice from the kabutsu, a shitaba powder, and even local sea salt.
Bitter orange and sea salt ice cream. That sounds interesting.
The bitter orange adds a unique citrusy note that probably balances the sweetness nicely.
Okay, our island food adventure continues to Hachijojima. This one's known for its subtropical climate, right?
That's right, Hachijojima, and some exciting culinary experiences here too. Yoyodokoro Raisu offers a shitaba fried rice with a vibrant green-colored island chili pepper, creating a flavorful and slightly spicy dish.
Green chili fried rice. Sounds good.
They also have assorted sashimi featuring the fresh catches of the day from the surrounding waters, and various marinated ashitaba preparations, really highlighting its importance in the local diet there.
Marinated ashitaba, like pickles.
Could be, yeah, or maybe dressed in some way. Uhachi-tei in Hachijojima is popular for its homemade, dried and salted local fish, a traditional preservation method, and also shimazushi.
Shimazushi. Island sushi. How's it different?
Well, it's characterized by the fish being marinated in soy sauce and often using mustard instead of wasabi.
Mustard instead of wasabi.
Yeah.
Interesting twist.
Yeah. They also offer dipping ashitaba noodles, a refreshing way to enjoy this green and miso grilled rice balls infused with the flavor of island chili peppers.
Miso grilled rice balls.
Yeah.
Hachijojima East Side Chaya sounds like it does some fusion dishes.
It does. Things like an ashitaba and ham roll and an ashitaba mozzarella and ham pizza featuring a Genovese-style ashitaba sauce.
Ashitaba pesto pizza again.
It seems popular across the islands. They even have a morning set meal that includes ashitaba shumai steamed dumplings and a mini set featuring island sushi and zukudon.
Ashitaba shumai.
Very.
What about really local seafood?
For a true taste of local seafood, AJ Suzanjizakana Himono Hachijojima Shakudo features matured raw kusaya.
Raw kusaya. So not dried.
Exactly, which apparently has an even more intense flavor than the dried version. And they do a local fish zukudon set, that flavorful marinated fish rice bowl, served with a comforting bowl of kaminate miso soup.
Turtle hand soup again. They really use everything from the sea.
They really do. If you have a sweet tooth, the Hachijojima Jersey Cafe offers an ashitaba parfait.
Ooh, a parfait.
Layered with rice flour dumplings, shiratama dango probably, and sweet bazuki beans, all beautifully presented and made using local Jersey milk and ashitaba powder.
Jersey milk, right. That probably makes it extra rich.
I bet. And of course, they also have a classic Jersey cafe au lait.
Nice. What about Izakaya Daikichi Maru?
Izakaya Daikichi Maru in Hachijojima serves crispy ashitaba tempura accompanied by their own original ashitaba salt.
Ashitaba salt. To go with the ashitaba tempura.
Yeah, which likely enhances the slightly bitter notes of the vegetable. Their version of shimazushi, the island sushi, uses Western mustard instead of traditional wasabi, giving it that subtle but distinct flavor profile.
More mustard sushi. Pizza lovers seem to have an option too.
Yes, Pizza Paradiso on Hachijojima. They do delicious pizzas like the Drata, made with local Hachijojima cheese.
Local cheese, great.
And the Tartufo, featuring earthy mushrooms and truffle. They even have a refreshing Hachijojima lemonade made with local lemons.
Sounds like a proper pizzeria. Kukansha Cafe.
Kukansha Cafe in Long Beach, 1983 offers an intriguing ashitaba cheesecake set.
Ashitaba cheesecake.
And a refreshing ashitaba adzuki milk-shaved ice, further showcasing the versatility of ashitaba in local desserts. It really gets used in everything.
It seems like it. Okay, one more for Hachijojima. Senryo.
Senryo serves tenzaro noodles, that's cold soba noodles, served with a dipping sauce accompanied by fresh ashitaba tempura.
Classic combo tenzaro.
And also flavorful gyoza dumplings filled with garlic and ginger. They also offer local shumatakuan pickles as a side, those yellow pickled daikon radish pickles. It's truly remarkable how each island has cultivated its own unique culinary identity.
It really is. And we haven't even gotten to the Ogasawara Islands yet.
Right. We can't forget the more remote Ogasawara Islands, Chichijima and Hahajima, located further south and offering a real taste of the tropics. Mermaid Cafe, which is a mobile vendor, like a food truck.
Oh, cool.
Serves a vibrant hibiscus tea soda, probably made from roselle, and refreshing cocktails made with local passion fruit and island lemon shochu. They even use ogasawara salt in some of their offerings.
Tropical cocktails sound perfect there. What's Paku Paku got?
Paku Paku offers a very unique shark burger.
Shark burger.
Made with locally caught and fried thresher shark, apparently. And they also have delicious homemade ice cream featuring island bananas and passion fruit. The banana chocolate flavor is supposed to be a local favorite.
Shark burger and banana chocolate ice cream, only in Ogasawara, maybe.
Could be. Shimayato Islander House offers homemade fruit liquor, infusing shochu with the flavors of locally grown passion fruit and island lemon.
Homemade fruit shochu. Nice souvenir.
Charabiori has a refreshing island lemon tea ice. It's described as a black tea jelly, shaved ice flavored with local honey and lemon.
Ooh, tea jelly shaved ice. Sounds delicate.
And a delightful passion fruit sherbet cocktail made with barley shochu. Kaiyu features billfish Chinese-style noodles, making use of locally sourced swordfish and blacktip grouper.
Using local fish in noodle soup. Smart.
And finally, Kimagater Cafe offers homemade sweets using various island ingredients like kabutsu, that bitter orange again, ashitaba, of course, and sea salt. These are apparently particularly popular with visitors after they've been out dolphin swimming.
A post-dolphin sweet treat.
Makes sense.
It's just clear that the islanders are making the absolute most of the incredible natural resources available to them.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember, that while our focus has been heavily on the islands because of this great guidebook, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government also actively supports and promotes locavore dining in the 23 wards and the Tama area of mainland Tokyo, too.
Right. It's not just the islands.
Exactly. So this dedication to using local ingredients is a theme that runs throughout the entire metropolis, which is pretty cool.
It really is. Okay, now that we've explored so many, frankly, amazing-sounding foods, let's maybe touch upon some of the local customs you might encounter while dining in Japan. It's good to be prepared, right?
Absolutely. When you're enjoying all this fantastic food, it's really helpful to be aware of some basic Japanese dining etiquette. Generally speaking, it's considered good manners to be mindful of the noise level in restaurants.
Yeah, keep it down a bit sometimes.
And just to show your appreciation for the meal, a little goes a long way.
Definitely. There are also some specific food-related customs that are good to know, aren't there? Like slurping noodles.
Yes, that's a classic one. In many casual noodle shops, slurping your noodles is not only acceptable, but can even be seen as a sign that you're enjoying them. So don't feel self-conscious about that.
Good to know. And it's definitely worth knowing how to use chopsticks correctly. Like, try to avoid stabbing your food with them.
Right, or leaving them sticking upright in your rice bowl.
Yes. That has certain funerary connotations, doesn't it? Best avoided.
Definitely best avoided. Learning a few basic Japanese phrases can also really enhance your dining experience. Saying itadakimasu before you start eating is a polite way of expressing gratitude for the meal.
I humbly receive.
Exactly. And saying gochisusama deshita after you finish is a way to thank the people who prepared and served your food and to acknowledge that the meal was delicious.
It was a feast. Sort of. Those are really nice gestures.
They really are. On the other hand, there are a few things you might want to try and avoid when it comes to food etiquette in Japan.
Right, some potential pitfalls.
Yes, like being overly loud or disruptive, especially in smaller, more intimate establishments. It's generally frowned upon. It's just best to keep conversations at a respectful volume.
Makes sense. And bringing outside food or drinks into a restaurant is usually a no-go, right?
Yeah, that's generally considered impolite pretty much everywhere, but definitely in Japan too.
And wasting food.
Also a big one. It's always a good idea to avoid wasting food. Try to only take as much as you think you can comfortably eat, especially at buffets or if portions look large. If you're unsure about portion sizes, maybe order less initially, and then you can always order more if you're still hungry.
Good advice. Finally, what about asking for changes to dishes?
Right. While many places are becoming more accustomed to international visitors and dietary needs, asking for significant substitutions or modifications to dishes, particularly in very traditional or small family-run establishments, might not always be well received. Sometimes it's really best to just enjoy the food as the chef intended it to be prepared, if you can. It's part of the experience.
Good point. Trust the chef.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk a little about getting around, especially if you're planning to visit some of these fascinating islands we've been discussing.
Yeah, the logistics. Getting to the Tokyo Islands from the mainland primarily involves taking ferries that depart from Takeshiba Pier in Tokyo. That's the main hub.
Takeshiba Pier, okay.
For some of the closer islands, like Oshima, there are also high-speed jet ferries, which can significantly cut down the travel time. And as we mentioned earlier, a few of the islands actually have airport access, with flights from Chofu Airport, which is a smaller airport in western Tokyo, or sometimes Haneda for certain islands like Hachijojima.
So ferries or flights, depending on the island.
Exactly. Travel times can vary quite a bit, from just a couple of hours to reach Oshima by high-speed ferry to much longer, sometimes overnight journeys to get to the more distant Ogasawara Islands. That's a serious trip.
Overnight ferry. Sounds like an adventure in itself. Once you actually arrive on the islands, what are the transportation options on the islands?
Good question. It can differ from place to place. Renting cars and scooters is a pretty popular way to explore some of the larger islands, like Oshima or Hachijojima. It gives you the flexibility to see things at your own pace.
Scooters sound fun on a subtropical island.
Totally. On smaller islands, renting bicycles can be a fantastic and really enjoyable way to get around and take in the scenery. And of course, most islands have local bus services, although the frequency and the routes can vary quite a bit, so you'd need to check the schedules.
Right, buses might not run super often on smaller islands.
That's likely the case. So it's really important to check the availability of rental vehicles, cars, scooters, bikes, and definitely book them in advance, especially if you're planning to travel during peak tourist seasons like summer holidays or Golden Week.
Good tip. Book ahead.
Definitely. And the Locavore Dining Guidebook we've been talking about actually includes helpful access maps for many of the individual restaurants and establishments. Those can be invaluable when you're trying to navigate the islands and find these specific places.
Oh, that's super useful. Maps in the guide. Okay, all this talk about delicious food and exciting travel makes me think about the practical side again, the money. What kind of costs can people expect if they're planning a trip to Japan, maybe focusing on the Tokyo region and these incredible islands? Let's talk real costs.
Yeah, the budget question. Accommodation costs, as you'd expect, can vary quite significantly depending on your preferences and your budget. You'll find a wide range of options.
Hotels, ryokans.
Exactly. International-style hotels, traditional Japanese inns or ryokans, and then more budget-friendly choices like guest houses or minshuku, which are sort of like family-run B&Bs.
Minshuku can be great value.
They often are.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that prices for accommodation will generally be higher during peak travel seasons. Golden Week in spring, Oban in summer, maybe cherry blossom season. The restaurant listings in the guidebook sometimes give an indication of price ranges for meals offered at these accommodations too, which is helpful.
Right. And what about just eating out? We've heard about so many tempting places.
Yeah, eating out costs can also vary hugely, from very affordable noodle shops and local eateries like many of the ones we highlighted on the islands to more upscale restaurants offering, fine dining experiences. It really depends on your personal dining style and preferences.
So you can eat cheap or splash out.
Pretty much. If you're looking to keep costs down, exploring those local spots mentioned in the island guidebook is a fantastic way to enjoy delicious, authentic food without breaking the bank. The guidebook even provides some menu price examples listed as of October 2022.
So they might have changed.
Exactly. Those are always subject to change due to fluctuations in ingredient costs, inflation, all that stuff. But it gives you a ballpark idea.
Okay. Transportation is another significant cost to consider, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the island hopping.
Absolutely. The cost of getting to the islands from Tokyo, whether you choose to travel by ferry or by plane, will definitely be a major chunk of your transportation budget.
Right, that main journey.
Then, once you're on the islands, you'll need to factor in the daily rental fees for cars or scooters if you go that route, or the cost of purchasing tickets for local buses. And if you plan on visiting multiple islands during your trip, don't forget to include the cost of the ferry fares between the islands in your budget as well. Those add up.
Good point. Inter-island ferries. And what about activities or entrance fees for attractions, like around Mount Fuji?
Yes, definitely factor those in. If you're planning to do things like take a scenic cruise on one of the Fuji lakes, ride the Mount Fuji panoramic ropeway we mentioned, visit any of the theme parks like Fuji-Q Highland, or enter museums or gardens, you'll need to budget for those costs separately. Entrance fees can vary quite a bit, so it's a good idea to research any specific attractions you really want to visit and check their current prices online beforehand.
Okay. So putting it all together.
Yeah.
If someone were planning a trip, maybe focusing on the Tokyo area and visiting one or two of the closer islands like Oshima, what would be a very, very rough estimate for daily spending for maybe a mid-range traveler? Excluding the big flight cost to get to Japan, of course.
Yeah, excluding the international flights. That's always a tough question to answer precisely because everyone's travel style and spending habits are so different. But As a very general guideline, maybe, a mid-range traveler might budget somewhere in the region of, say, 15,000 to 25,000 Japanese yen per day.
Okay, 15,000 to 25,000 per day.
Yeah. This rough estimate could potentially cover reasonably priced accommodation, a few meals out at local restaurants, not fancy ones every night, local transportation on the islands, like bus fares or maybe a day of scooter rental, and perhaps one small activity or entrance fee. But please, everyone listening, remember that this is a very broad estimate. Your actual spending could be significantly higher or lower depending on your choices. Don't hold us to that exact number.
Understood. Ballpark figure only. And just quickly, what if someone were considering a longer stay, perhaps on one of the islands? Does the material give any hints about monthly expenses?
Not really, no. The information we have is much more geared towards tourists and shorter visits. It doesn't provide a detailed breakdown of long-term living costs on the islands. I mean, hypothetically, if you were considering an extended stay, your main expenses would likely include monthly accommodation, maybe renting an apartment if that's even possible, or negotiating longer-term rates at guest houses or minshuku. For food, you could potentially save money by shopping at local markets and preparing some of your own meals alongside eating out. Plus basic utilities like electricity, water, internet.
Usual living costs.
Exactly. But without specific data on rental prices and average utility bills on the individual islands, it's really challenging to give any kind of reliable monthly estimate. That kind of information would require much more focused research on the specific island someone was interested in living on.
That makes total sense. It sounds like the information we have is really best used for planning a shorter, definitely culinary-focused trip to experience the unique flavors of the Tokyo region and its amazing islands.
Precisely.
So, as we bring this deep dive to a close, what are the key things you think our listeners should really take away from all this?
Well, I think the overwhelming takeaway for me is just the incredible richness and diversity of the Japanese food scene, especially when you venture just a little bit beyond the major urban centers. The Tokyo Islands are such a fantastic example of this.
Absolutely.
With their truly unique local ingredients and dishes, often deeply connected to the island's specific natural environments like all that ashitaba, the specific types of fish, the Oshino milk, the island salt. While our material on the Mount Fuji region focused maybe more on the scenic aspects, it's clear that area also offers its own distinct regional culinary experiences just waiting to be discovered.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And as we've seen, exploring local food is just such a rewarding way to connect with the culture of a place, isn't it? It's more than just tasting different flavors. It's about experiencing the history, the geography, the local traditions that shape the cuisine of each specific region.
Well said. So our encouragement to you, our listener, is maybe to start planning your own culinary adventure in Japan. Perhaps some of the specific islands or dishes we've discussed today have really sparked your interest. Now might be the perfect time to delve a little deeper online and see what delicious discoveries might await you there.
Definitely. And on that note, here's a final thought for you to consider. Think about how the unique conditions like the volcanic soil found in the Izu Islands and the Mount Fuji region, combined with the diverse ocean currents swirling around these islands, might actually contribute to the truly distinctive and special flavors of the local ingredients.
The terroir, or maybe miroir for the sea.
Exactly. The fascinating connection between the land and the sea, and the incredible food you might just have the opportunity to savor one day. Until our next deep dive, happy exploring and bon appetit.